people are saying, look, how will our children get jobs? And because Muller's AMU, we set up the university with the approval of the British government, the second argument made was that we were loyalists to the British. So were the soldiers of India loyal to the British when they fought in the World War? Is that an argument? All ICS officers were loyal to the British. Is that an argument? That's a communal argument. Loyalty to the British or being part, there were several people who were not part of the national movement, but that didn't mean they were not loyal to India. Their concepts were different. Minority institution is the furtherance of a constitutional objective. Why? And I said so in the beginning, no reservations in any institution. Coming back to the reservation issue, Mullah, if today there were reservations in this institution, minorities wouldn't have a place because 60% of the seats will go. That character of the minority institution continued. There was no interference. So from 1950 till 2005, there was no interference as a minority institution. So, Mullah, what is the occasion today to interfere? If Basha is wrong. If Basha is right, Mullah, then it's another matter altogether. And therefore, Mullah, your lordships will have to see the position in 1950 what happened and what the word established means in 1950, which I said in my opening argument, that the concept of establishment under the constitution is different from establishment under a statute because that is to seek recognition. And in the speeches, Mullah, that you will find, the people are saying, look, how will our children get jobs? And because Muller's AMU, we set up the university with the approval of the British government, the second argument made was that we were loyalists to the British. So were the soldiers of India loyal to the British when they fought in the World War? So was Muller's, the Allahabad University loyal to the British? Everybody seeking a job in the government, then government was loyal to the British. Is that a test, Muller's? Is that an argument? All ICS officers were loyal to the British. Is that an argument? That's a communal argument. So, Mullah, let's not deviate from the essential constitutional question. Loyalty to the British or being part, there were several people who were not part of the national movement, but that didn't mean they were not loyal to India. Their concepts were different. Some people wanted social change. Netaji said, I'll revolt. I won't be part of it. I'll be part of the Allies. Axis. The others said, no, we'll be part of the Allies. So different concepts. So we can't put a status to an institution based on these kind of considerations. It'll be wholly irrelevant. And also, I think, very divisive. Then the concept of minority. What is a minority, Mullah? How do you determine then a linguistic minority in a state? There'll be several linguistic minorities in the state. How will you determine that? So this whole concept of you're not a minority at all. So if in a state somebody is in power in Maharashtra, Mullah, then who are the minorities in Maharashtra? What kind of argument is that? We were not ruled by the Pope, Mullah. It was the British Empire. The fact that they were Christians didn't mean that we were ruled by the Pope. So, Mullah, that's the other level of argument. Then, Mullah, the third level was that, look, this is an institution of national importance. Correct? It is an institution of national importance. Now, Mullah, look at it constitutionally. As a matter of law, can you say that a minority institution established under Article 30, which is our fundamental right as a community, cannot be an institution of national importance? Can it ever be said? In other words, a field of legislation where Parliament has the authority to make law will destroy my constitutional fundamental right. Can it ever be said? Minority institution is the furtherance of a constitutional objective. Why? And I said so in the beginning, no reservations in any institution. Coming back to the reservation issue, Mullah, if today there were reservations in this institution, minorities wouldn't have a place because 60% of the seats will go. And there are many institutions of national importance where reservation is not allowed, even under our constitution, even today. So that's, again, not an issue before your lordships. 1981, not an issue before your lordships. The only issue before your lordships is whether we establish this university or not. That's the only issue. Everything else will follow. Whether 81 Act is good, 81 Act is bad, all will follow. If we have established, then well, it will be tested on that basis. If we are not established, we're out. We're not a minority institution. That's the limited issue that your lordships will have to decide. And decide it on the context of 26 January 1950. What do you mean by the word establishment here? And can, on the basis of what is placed before your lordships can come to the conclusion, yes, it was established by the minority. If your lordship says Bhasha is right because it was incorporated, you got legal status, therefore you're not a minority, that's another issue. That's what Bhasha decided. But that's what your lordships have to decide. As simple as that. This numerical test has no application. With respect, it has no application. And I'll give your lordship, since your lordships want it, just give it to my lord, the numerical test. You have it on your printed. Yeah, give it. Just as your lordships may note the provisions of the Constitution which refer to institutions, while you do this, institution of national importance. But as kindly just note it, Article 62, Entry 62, List 1, Entry 63, List 1, Entry 64, List 1, '67, List 1, then Entry 12, List 2, subject to Parliament, Entry 40, concurrent list, like museums, of national importance, archaeological sites of national importance. Then Schedule 6, Section 3, capital A, small n, and Section 3, capital A, small b. These are various entries in which, the reference to institutions of national importance has been made. But these are only fields of legislation, These are not constitutional rights, which are given. Merely because you have the right to pass a law where a minority institution doesn't mean it's not a minority institution. De facto. Yes.